it can be really helpful to clarify what is rumination. And so, rumination is repetitive, self focused, negative thinking that feels like problem solving, but only deepens low mood. And so, it keeps attention stuck in the past or the future and really cuts off sensory awareness. So, a lot of research is finding that the brain regions that are associated with rumination, in particular, those in the medial prefrontal cortex and the posterior cingulate cortex, this is a lot of really great research out of Dr. Judson Brewer. When these regions of the brain, these networks are activated, we can be, and this is also a lot of really great research out of Norman Farb's lab at the University of Toronto, that we can get caught up in our narrative of what's happening, the storylines really. And the more we engage in that, the easier it is to access that and the more prevailing that experience can be. And so by being more future centric or past centric in these thought patterns, we get further away from this present moment sensory experience. And that's been correlated to increased anxiety and depression. So the more we are in this narrative mode, the more likely we are to experience anxiety and depression compared to being in the present moment experiential state, connecting with our sensory experience, which is a whole host of additional networks of the brain, which allow us to really connect with what's happening right now in this moment. And when we do that, we can actually break this cycle. But once we're in the cycle, it can be quite difficult to get out. And so I'd like for you to just reflect, how do you see rumination show up in yourself, clients? Are there specific activities or experiences that can trigger rumination? Does it become easier the more stressed we are? What is the experience of rumination after an individual has had successive bouts of depression or has experienced anxiety over a longer period of time? Is it easier to fall into the sort of the grips of rumination? And it's quite interesting when you sort of reflect on that. It actually is the case. What we practice grows stronger for better or for worse. So if we are continuously engaged in this narrative mode, and in particular in states of rumination that lead to low mood states, it can be easier to fall into that. And so, what can we do about it? And so this is where, a lot of the incredible research on mindfulness points to this mindful awareness, this moving towards these thought patterns, actually allowing ourselves to see them clearly as they arise and to really explore the roots of the experiences that we're having that are leading to this present moment experience can be really helpful in interrupting these automatic cognitive loops. Not only can we see clearly as these thoughts arise and see them just as that, as thoughts, as additional pieces of sensory information, but we can also be choiceful and intentional of where we place our attention in the moment.